Bitcoin and Litecoin update. What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I want to start out by saying I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's been liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. We reached 1,700 subscribers today. That's awesome. I could not do it without you. Also, I wanted to say if you guys are doing your own charting I use TradingView. I guess there's other stuff you could use, but I prefer TradingView. But if you're doing your own charting and you have a lot of charts open and your browser's kind of laggy, I suggest you try the Brave browser. And I do have a link to that in the description below the video. Definitely check that out. It just seems like my computer got faster by using Brave. It's just a much better, faster browser. And you don't get all the ads and crazy stuff in there. So, and if you do use my link, that helps the channel out, guys. I really appreciate it. Also, there's a link in there for Abra. If you start an Abra account, deposit $100, you get $25 in free Bitcoin. There's also a Coinbase link that'll give you a free $10 worth of Bitcoin. Yeah, and don't forget there is a free Discord in there too, a Discord group. There's a great community in there where we all try to help each other out the best we can. And I haven't been able to get in there that much. I've been kind of busy lately, but I do stop in and try to communicate with everybody and see what's going on. So definitely check that out if you have a chance. Let's take a look at the charts.
1, 2, 3, jump!
All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind that it's still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. It's free. Don't cost you a thing. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. That way you don't miss out on anything. I try to post a video every day. Like I said, apologize for being late today. Also, smash those likes. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Also, we're having the free t-shirt giveaway again on Sunday. So you leaving a comment gets you entered to win. And yeah, so let's get into the charts. Looking at Litecoin on the daily, looking at this as a possible big cup and handle here, with the handle forming, and we have the neckline right around $100. So if we were to break that over in this area somehow, I do believe we're probably going to start turning back up soon and forming this handle, which would eventually end us up at the $179 range. I do believe that'll happen before the end of the year. And let's take a look at the RSI, see where we're at. As you can see, I had this rising channel drawn in here, which we've broke down out of, came back up to test it for resistance, got rejected and going back down. We could come down into the oversold zone here. And I'm kind of thinking we might have a quick shot down there, but we'll take a look at that in the charts. But let's go into the 4-hour and see where we're at there. See, in the 4-hour, we have more room to come down. I have this falling wedge drawn in here. I do believe we're probably going to come down for one more touch to get resistance here and then possibly break on up through, and that'll get us our continued move up that I do believe is coming, guys. And I think it's going to be a pretty nice move. So, but before that, we do have to take a look at our down targets and the more bearish targets, see where we could go down to. As you can see, I had this rising channel drawn in here, which we broke out of over here, come back down, and we were testing for support and end up breaking through. So my measured move off of that breaking through there would be the width of this channel here to where we broke out. That gets us to the 5650 range, guys. I'm not saying that we're going there for sure, but that is the lowest I see us going from this point, and then obviously we'll have to check the data after that and see where we're at. But I do believe it's possible that we're gonna stay in. As you can see, I have this smaller, if you look at this line here and this one here, this is a smaller falling wedge that we've peaked out of. That could be a bear trap, but we definitely have to keep an eye on that. And we're right now at about the 6650 range. If we do drop down below that, I believe our next support is going to be around the $62 area, $61.50 to $62 area, and then bounce up from there. But I do believe we're going to bounce up out of this, even if it is the bigger falling wedge or the smaller falling wedge. I do believe we're going to have a move up, and the market's about to turn back up right now, I do believe. So doing a measured move, if we bounce back up into this channel, we may bounce around in here for a while, guys. But if we do break through the top, say, somewhere in this area, I do have a measured move from the length or the width of this channel. That gets us up to the $99 range, guys. $99 to $100 range, which would be the same resistance we had over here on this last jump up. But in my opinion, I do believe we're going to break up past that, and that would be the measured move, measuring this here as a flagpole and this as a bull flag. And if we were to break up the measured move off of that, would be around the $110 to $111 range. And I do believe that that we could still have a correction after that, but the longer we go to correct, the longer we go up before we correct, I believe the smaller our correction is going to be. I mean, I don't want to say smaller, but the lower. I don't believe we're going to go lower than this 5650 range, guys. No matter what, even when we go higher and do another correction, I don't believe we're going to go lower than that. So that's where I'm at on Litecoin, guys. I'm bullish. I do believe we're going to continue up. Like I said, the lowest I can see us go is 5650, but I don't see us going there. I think we're going to pop up out of this pretty soon. Let's look at the Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin in a daily chart, same thing. Looking at this as a big cup, and we're forming the handle, and the neckline for that would be at the $5680 to $5700 range. And the measured move off that would get us up to this $8200 area, guys. And I want to show you real quick this trend line I have in here, this yellow one. Sorry about that. This yellow trend line right here. I have it off these two peaks. And if we were to get to this $65 range, or $65, $6,500 to $6,550, that would be around May 2nd or May 3rd. So the first week in May. And then this next measured move I have up here to the 69.84. If this trend line stays intact, would be right around the end of May. And then for the peak here, probably sometime in the beginning to middle of August for the 8,200. And that's not guaranteed. That's just kind of looking at this off of this trend line I've drawn here. So let's take a look at the daily RSI. I had this rising channel drawn here, guys, which we broke down out of. And again, we could continue down into the oversold. Let's look at the 4 hour though and see what that looks like. And we're in the 4 hour. I've had this rising channel drawn here for quite some time. And then I've drawn this symmetrical triangle, which we broke out of right here. Come back down, tested the bottom of the channel for support, got support. Come back up, tried to get in the channel, got resisted or rejected. And we look like we might be coming back down for another touch unless we pull up through it now. So I do believe, like I said, I do believe we are going to be moving up from here. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. We will look at the lower targets also. Just to keep in mind to keep an eye on them, so you're not surprised if we do go lower. So this first target here at the 47.50 range, somewhere in there. I got it at 47.36, but again, these targets aren't exact, guys. So let's go into the daily and see where that's at on the daily. And that lines up with the 55 and the 200 EMA right there, which is going to be a golden cross here soon. And it'll probably be in the first couple days of May when we get the golden cross here. I know a lot of people think that we're going down to like we did in 2015. We come back down and tested, way under it. I don't believe that has to happen again, guys. Like I said, I'm still bullish here. I'm also going to take a look. Let's go back to the 4 hour. and take a look at the worst case scenario that I see here. Looking at this as a rising channel. If you watched the video yesterday, I had another rising channel in here, a yellow one, and I had said that if we broke down and didn't get back up in it, that I was going to have to delete that one, and this would be our measured move, you know, the breakdown from here. So that one is gone. This is the channel I'm sticking with now. The two white lines here, the support or the resistance up here, support down here. And like I said, this target I have here that we just looked at on the daily that lines up with the 200 and a 55 EMA. This is a measured move, measuring this as a flagpole right here. And if we were to break down, that's what gets us to that 47.50 range, somewhere in there. Now, this other target I have here is if we are to break down, this is the area to watch, guys. If we break this $5,000 area, if we break below that, then we're coming down to at least the 47.50 range and possibly lower, because if we measure this channel, let me do a measured move off this channel real quick. We do a measured move off the channel. If we were to break out over here, it actually goes lower than I had it right there. Let me see something. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what the hell I did here. Must have been using the old channel length. Get this straightened out a little bit. All right, so if we were to break down over here, it actually makes this target lower, which would get us down to the 40, right around the $4,300 range. But again, guys, that's only if we break this 5,000. And then again, remember, we'll have support here, at least support at the 47.50 and possible bounce from there. But in my honest opinion, guys, I believe we're going to stay in this channel. I don't see us going below 5,000 here. And we'll probably climb up to the top of this channel, which is around that $5,800 range. So keep an eye in this area when we get to the top of this channel. Because if that channel breaks, then we go up to these measured moves, which this is the measured move of breaking out of the channel here, which would get us to right around the 65.50, which would also touch the top of that trend line that I was talking about before. And the next measured move to look at off of that would be, whoops, the next measured move to look, what is going on? Okay, here we go. The next measured move would be to measure this flagpole and this as a bull flag. If we were to break out up here, and that would get us up to the $6,900 to $7,000 range, right in there. And that, like I said, that would get us over around to the end of May to get to that $7,000 range, guys. If we were to do it, obviously we're not going to shoot straight up. We would probably come up, do something like this, get some resistance here, maybe come back down, test this for support, and then continue up from there. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that, guys. Now I'm going to go into the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart. As you guys can see the resemblance, I've drawn lines from the all-time high peak over here to the next peak over here to where it broke down. And those acted as a resistance down here. And once we broke through, obviously that was a huge moonshot. And I do believe we're forming the same pattern in Bitcoin now. And if you look here in 2003 right here, the gold ETF was approved. And I know they say the Bitcoin ETF won't have that much effect on it or whatever. And I'm not saying that it's going to be the ETF that does it, but there's going to be some kind of big news. Something's going to happen soon that's going to give us a rise. I do believe that. I do believe show me the charts, I'll tell you the news theory. I do believe in that. So anyways, like I said, as you can see, let me kind of show you why I'm looking at this like this. If you look at the resemblance of, Bitcoin now, and this is over a way longer period of time. This is 20 some years. The Bitcoin chart's about a year and a half that we're looking at. But as you can see, we touched bottom twice, came up. There was never a capitulation candle. This was the capitulation, and we just had a nice rounded bottom. and moonshot from there. So this also looks a lot like Bitcoin. They call it the hyperwave. I think the hyperwave's bullshit. If this was this looks just like it, and if the hyperwave theory was true, this should have went back down to $50 or something, but never happened. And there was no big capitulation candle that they keep saying has to happen. So same thing. I drew the line off at each peak here, and let's look at the long-term trend and what happened. Same thing. We touch bottom twice, getting a nice rounded bottom. And off of each one of these lines, as you can see, I've drawn them from the peak to where we broke down from the 6,000. Each one acted as resistance and then support. Each time, it's perfect. So we busted through this last line here, and came back down. And this goes along with saying we could come back down and test this 4750 range, guys. It's definitely possible, but I believe there's a high probability that we just continue back up into here and blow through. I really think that's what's going to happen. So let's look at the RSI, and I'm going to show you why I believe the bottom's in. We look at it on the weekly. This is the old bear market. And I know I say I don't like when people compare the old bear market, but that says in price action, but the RSI tells a way better story. So if we look here, this is a 2013 bull run, 2017. I drew this trend line, which we got resistance twice and then broke through, never looked back. Same thing over here in 2017. Got resistance twice, blew through, never looked back. And I do believe that's what's happening now. Like I said, we could get another small correction and then continue up from there. But let's look at the monthly and see the resemblance in this. So this is 2013 bull market here, 2017 bull market, and then our bear market here. Each one of these arrows represents a low in the RSI. There was 4 of them in this bear market, 4 of them in that bear market. Now, as you can see, these arcs are drawn about the same. I do believe this one is going to speed up. Times have changed and things are going on. There's a lot of positive things going on in the crypto space. And everybody that's listening to that Tether FUD and all that crap, I don't believe in none of that stuff. I mean, it's just it's kind of like CNN in the real world. They just put up a bunch of shit that don't make no sense and just try to manipulate the market. So try not to get caught up in that, guys. I like to keep an eye on what's going on in the in the space and hearing the different things and whatever, and kind of know what's going on. But I don't let it affect the way I look at the charts. The charts are the charts. They're based on human emotions and they won't change. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to say that, and I appreciate everybody. Also, don't forget, click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. That'll also get you entered to win a free t-shirt. And yeah, that's it. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.